Hey, I just wanted to take a moment and talk about something I've been thinking about um, for a while. And I've been experiencing this and I've seen it and I've observed this in many people. And it's always happened, when I was in that situation within that environment. Uh, I want to use the word revolution, but I want to use it in terms of change. And it's not like a socially aware, politically charged video. I'm talking about work. I'm talking about the types of jobs that normal people have, the types of jobs that fall under the minimum wage, that fall under service, that fall under hospitality, that fall under, hourly paid, employees, non-exempt employees, even when it gets to the point where they become salary. But it's just something I've been thinking about and I've been really considering and pondering and just going over. I just want to pose a question. So I'm going to present what I'm thinking and maybe pose the question in hopes of getting a response and a dialogue. So I've noticed within myself, and I've noticed, I've had many, many, many jobs, many, 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 many jobs for many different companies and entities. Um, that just spanned the range of customer service, hospitality, cashiering, things like that. And I've always found myself in situations where, I felt that, there was someone that was strong and reliable and worked harder. And then there were people that that were not as strong or may have been weaker, or may have been not as motivated or didn't have as much initiative. And then there were the different types of personalities and just the different types of family dynamics that develop when we work at a job and if we happen to be there for a while, with a core group of people. I've heard it, I've heard this being expressed, by many different customers at many jobs as I rung them up and they're talking with a colleague or a contemporary. And they were speaking about how they had to work these extra hours and how they're having these extra responsibilities, given to them, not to be compensated for, but because of the inability of other members in the office or the staff or the company to assume those responsibilities or assume those roles or take on that extra work. I've heard it riding on metro, public transportation, downtown, just out and about. Many people find themselves where they're in a situation, they're working, they're performing, and they are the one that is the reliable one, or they are the one that is the face, the one that is the mouthpiece, the one that is the outgoing, gregarious one, and then they feel and it's articulated that there is a weakness, a weak link, there is a gap, in the production and the output of the work that could be done. So I've just been thinking about why is that? Why, do we have or do we still have? And these are questions I've asked myself, from a little kid till now. Um, why do we have work the way that we have it? You have specialized skills, and then you have people that seek higher education. You have vocational trades. People that have skills, a skill set. But there is a huge, I mean, a large majority of people that are performing jobs, but they're not necessarily tied to a specific skill or a degree. You know, um, just the realm of customer service, the realm of interacting with people, working a point of sale system, a register, understanding inventory, operating within that company's, SOP. So it's just interesting to try to think. We have a culture in place of work. We have a culture where the hardest worker is not celebrated many times. There are so many situations where, there's the person that kisses up or gets into the good graces of people that make decisions about promotion and about who can get the next step up. So without the backbreaking work that the gophers, I like to call, provide, then there are people, the peacocks can't walk around, they can't strut. So I'm kind of thinking about it like you have gophers, you have, mules, you have people that grind, and then you have the peacocks and the people that strut around and they absorb the benefit of the work that is being done. And I just want to understand, or maybe people have a perspective or an opinion, why has this been set into place? There are people that may be economic majors or they understand economics and they understand finance. Perhaps you can respond and reply. Why is it that we can't have better quality jobs for people? You know, why is it that you're looking at manufacturing type jobs or jobs that deal with service, jobs that, deal with industries that have been here. Hospitality has been a major industry, has been here for a long time. Hotels, you know, um, food service, front of the house, back of the house, those banquets and these um, galas and things that happen, and you have the rich of the rich and you have the important of the important. These rooms, these venues, they don't set themselves up. When you walk into a business and you have things that need to be produced and you have proposals, these things don't happen. They don't just snap out of thin air. There is not a tree full of Keebler elves where magic happens. People have to exert, energy, and they have to physically work and mentally work, and they have to produce things that make society go and keep things going. So I want to know, why is there a lack across the board consistently, coast to coast, of high quality, better quality jobs that actually engage the worker, the individual, mentally stimulate, where it's not a job of setting into a pattern, settling into complacency, becoming a master of repetition, but something that allows and is a portal so that the mind can continuously be developed and cultivated. I just believe that as we go further into the future, and we are forced to find more resources and alternative fuel sources and renewable fuel, renewable energy, and really, really attack the effects that we have had on the planet, and in general up until this point. It sounds like a lofty dream, but I believe that we need to think progressively about how to live in an advanced time, in an advanced manner, so that we don't repeat the pollution and the mistakes that we have accumulated up to this point. And I just think that we should revolutionize the way work is done, revolutionize the way income is generated and income is earned, revolutionize the way commerce and how that interacts and how that is interwoven into the different communities and subgroups and subcultures. How would you address that? How would you best address how to make work effective and to enlighten and to make people better, to make the society better? That's part of what we're seeing. We're seeing that the bar has been lowered. And I think that it's things that we need to attribute and we need to address. Everyone has to work, everyone has to earn a living. So perhaps raising the bar there can be a start to elevating the consciousness of our society. So, what do you think? Let me know.